Hello, it's Jerry Stevens here again. I'm also posting under Video Felix Sparkfire, and you can also find me on Facebook under Jesse Knight. I've had to go from one page to another. Every time Facebook shut me down, I opened up another page. I can't access most of them now because I've done my best with what I've got, obviously. The situation is this. I now know that Kerry Cassidy, some others, have been watching videos that I make. She seems to be positive. She wants to hear me explain a bit. Fair enough. And the situation is this, is that because they changed all the linking laws in line with Trudeau of Canada, basically I can't share things from BitChute to Facebook anymore. They simply won't share, none of them. Not even my own films, they won't share. So I've got a choice. I can either decamp to MeWe, which I know I can't use, and Gab, which I probably won't be able to get there either. Another good one would be True Social. Everybody will wind up there eventually, you know. But I'm kind of slow. I'm not really that good with the internet. I can do that, or I can continue loading up films to my BitChute channel, which is a library. But people don't like it. They don't understand it's a library. You're meant to look up old films and get more reacquainted with the subject, which is quite a big subject, hence the library. And it does seem to me that I should do more films like this, just me talking. I don't know what effect I've had, but obviously the evil, the great unwashed, people in charge, do watch my channel. So I've been punching above my weight for a long time. But of course I haven't got many followers because they keep cutting me off without $1. I think the most I had on Facebook was about 4,000, and now it's down to 107. On Twitter it's the same thing. They shut me down twice. They wouldn't let me they still don't let me post after what I want to post. If I say anything, they won't let me post it. So basically Twitter's just as bad. All I've got on Twitter is 10 followers. Because whatever they say, they never ever follow you back. And the only one that did was John B. Wells, who's a real Christian. Because you know, there are real Christians. I know they've been betrayed, I know they've been deluded, but they don't know that. And so they do like it says on the tin. You've got to hand it to them, some of them do. And he's one that does. But he's the only one that ever did follow me back. None of the rest have. So if I go on posting films to my library and people don't understand that it is a library, then they think I'm stealing, which I'm not. It's a library. And if I take them all out, then I've spoiled all my own work. If I then go to Gab or True Social, I've got to load them up all over again. I have saved everything. I've saved it. So I can do that. But it seems to me that what's required is for me to explain a bit more about me, and that I have been hitting above my weight because obviously various interested parties follow my remarks. I'm quite a dangerous person in some ways because I always do tell the truth. And I've always been the same. That's why the Khazars have ridden gunshot on me since the age of 10. They knew what Gay had done, and they were trying to get the goodies. You know, I was their demon-infested slave. Because I'm what it's all about. This is my coffin. So I've gotten rid of them. I've gotten rid of the bloke who did this, Gay, and his sidekick Peter. Come to my senses, and now I'm on the side of the truth movement. It's my movement. Until I started it, sharing things and talking across things in chat rooms and everything, people didn't. They made remarks that didn't talk to each other, but now they do. So I did that, and I woke everybody up, as I've already explained. I rang all the alarm bells, and I woke everybody up with I tweeted Gay. But the other enemy is his sleeping partner, who would never help me in all those years in the Bardos, which I didn't know were Bardos, and all that. And when donkey's years we're talking about, I was never ever helped once. But when I was absolutely crunched up and destroyed and spoiled, something, even just a stray beam of light, would lead me out of that, down a mouse hole and out of whatever it was, back to lives. So I remembered all that. So who's the sleeping partner? Well, of course it's God. It's God himself who's doing all this to all of us. So you come from the sun, you walk your way down into the various planets, you're stripped of all your superior attributes, you're loaded up with sins and things, that's your karma, sent into earth to live it out and figure it out that God is evil. He doesn't want Christ. He thinks Christ is food. Slaves. Sons like that are destroyed. We see it even in the Christ story. You know how he treats all the kids. He treats them as food, as fuel. Well, if you don't want to be treated as food and fuel, I suggest you learn that he's evil. And we've got to impress him that we're evil too. So my suggestion is that obviously we're not about to go around killing any kids, as of course they're totally offensive. Because the kids, of course, have been trained since birth now to hate on the older generation, their own parents even, which of course is one of the greatest crimes you can commit. And they're all doing it. They want us out of the way so they can get the goodies. So basically what we've got to do is we've got to arm ourselves to fight off the invaders. Because the melanated are invaders. They don't belong in our countries. They don't belong in our civilization at all. They're properly evil, so that's why they're getting ahead of us all the time. We don't recognise they're evil. We don't see that God is evil and that we've got to be evil too. To put it in other words, we've got to arm up and defend our corner. May the best man win. That's basically the situation that God has put us all into. You fight your way out of it or you die. Even if we die, provided we die fighting for what we know is right, we will wind up with the Pleiadians or the Andromedans, who seem to be quite a warrior species as well, and we'll be sitting pretty. But if we want a presence on the earth, so we have descendants, it all ticks over nicely and the melanated are put firmly in their place, we have to arm ourselves. The Americans are armed, but they've got no way to release their inhibitions. I don't know what to do about acting a general or something to sit there with his medals on and tell you, yes, it's alright to kill the bully. And it always is, you're always faced with about 20 of them, but one's in front and that's the bully. Yes, it can be a child or a female. I'm pretty certain they're not like us. They're superior in their bodies, but they're inferior in their minds. The opposite to us. But you've got to shoot the bully. And we Brits, of course, are completely disarmed, and we have been for over 150 years. And the situation is so dire that if we pick up so much as a plastic spoon, eyes light up, is she armed? I've had 8 of the bastards come round here in riot gear to arrest me because I put Mylar on my windows. They put me in handcuffs. You should have seen them. They were huge, great things covered over with rubber, so I couldn't pick them. Yes, I knew how to pick handcuffs. First thing I looked up. And you could in those days. They had programs on how to break into cars and hotwire them and how to pick handcuffs. I suggest you look them up and start to learn. So my suggestions to the English are simply to join the army. We know that general, whoever he was, said he wants to mobilise the civilians, but that's us. We're the civilians, and we've not been armed for 150 years, so they've got to put us through basic training, which is how to handle a gun and all that. I suggest you do martial arts as well, because you're going to need it. But most of us will be doing civilian type jobs in the armies who never leave this country. So I think that is the solution. You can't say we're not patriots, we joined the fucking army. But we've got the guns. If he gives us an order to go kill them Russians, we can say no. And we're the ones with the guns, we can say it with some meaning. If he says, you shall not fight the invaders, we can say, yeah, we will. They don't belong here. We don't want them here. We weren't even asked. Now there's millions of them all living on us like so many vultures at a carcass. Well, we ain't dead, for Christ's sake. So I'm the incumbent of this coffin. I'm what's invigorating you all, although you're not aware of it. As long as I stand here, the world stands. Got that from a poem by Levitas, my other half. There were three of us originally. You know, we were split in three, the Trinity thing, same thing with Sophia, same thing with Jesus. I'm where you've all been coming from. Anyway, so that's my explanation. It's a coffin, and I'm the incumbent of it. This is why everything does revolve around me. Sooner or later it will. And that explains why I've been punching above my weight, because the evil know who I am. But you, the good, the truther movement, don't know who I am. Well, you must be hard of hearing, because I've been telling you for months. But it is true that I haven't posted that many videos of me talking on my own. I don't know what the theology is. I can only tell you the truth. So someone else has to worry about all that. I'm prepared to answer any questions provided they're asked nicely. But the trouble with being me is I'll tell anybody the truth, good and evil alike. So you make a profit from it if you can. If you can't, well, God bless you. So this is an answer to Kerry Cassidy. He wants to know if I could be used. Yes, because you've got to have a spiritual part to your struggle, because it is a spiritual war. It's fifth dimensional war, as they say. So this is my thing, that the Americans must learn to shoot the bullies in front of them, who 90% of the time are melanated. Even when they're Khazars, they're still melanated. They now admit not only to being melanated, mulattoes, what they call it, they're aliens. They're astrals come from a planet called Scrion, deep in the Magellanic Clouds, south of Australia. They're not even human. They never bloody were. They've got no business being here at all. So that's them. Shoot what's in front of you, for goodness sake. And for the English, you've got to join the army. As soon as that call for the civilians to mobilise goes out, you can't bloody well sign up. And you get your guns. You want two, you want a rifle, and you want a sidearm. You get your ammunition. Pinch 2 lots. You need some sort of basic uniform and a pair of boots. You go to all the classes, you do well. And whatever you say you can do, make sure you can really do it. If you can type, say so. If you can't type, say so. No more lies. After people in the army can't do the job they're set to do when they first arrive. But we've got to try to do better than that. So that's my suggestion, just join the army. Soldiers don't rob each other. Otherwise they'll take your gold and your food and your solar panels and your water and walk off laughing at your bullet holes. But if you are a soldier, they'll leave you alone. And that goes for the paramilitaries as well. The police, who are all reptiles, or Satanists, or both, will leave you alone if they think they're going to walk in and face a firearm in their faces. They won't like that at all. So that's my suggestion so far. We've got to show God, who is evil, that we will fight our corner. Thank you very much.